Welcome to the World Cup Finals for the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour. I'm Petey Dylewski. I'm here with Mark Willers. We're in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and we're getting ready to kick off the World Cup Finals. But first, let's get you caught up to date on what's gone on so far this year. Welcome. It's a super fast, wide open racetrack which will test the best BMX racers' abilities as they go for the victory this weekend. Tonight, we will crown the series champion, and there will be two battles for the overall titles. But before we get you to that, let's bring you up to speed on what's going unfolded this season.
The 2015 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour in Manchester was an event that the riders were looking forward to start the year off. Each rider was looking to start the season with a great result, but it would turn out to be the 2014 series champions taking the wins. In the elite women's class, Caroline Buchanan was unstoppable. Caroline rode with the confidence of a champion, and it showed as she took the victory. When it came time for the elite men's main event, Liam Phillips was once again crowned the King of Manchester, this time with his third win in a row in front of his hometown crowd. Round number 2 in Papendal, it's a true test of the all-around BMX racer. The wide-open, fast first straightaway and the technical track layout is the ultimate test to gauge where the elite riders are in fitness and skills. The elite women's class always seems to elevate in Papendal, and this year's standout was the queen of BMX, Mariana Pahon. Mariana swept the weekend, winning both the time trial event and the race day main event. The Elite Men main event gave everyone a surprise as Nick Kinman shocked the BMX world, winning his first main event as an Elite Men, and he did so from Lane 8, cashing in on the new Elite Tracks Double Dice Lane 8 bonus, all in front of his home country fans. Round 3 in Sweden marked the halfway point of the 2015 season, and the riders were looking to grab maximum points. Weather conditions changed the format of the event, with the time trials being canceled, but racing went on. Elise Post rode strong all day, and in the main event she was able to put it all together, taking the whole shot, the lead, and the main event victory, giving her the well-deserved win. The Elite Men's class gave us the first repeat winner of the season, as Liam Phillips rode relaxed but determined all day. When the gate slammed, he rode his way into the history books as the first men's winner in Sweden, stretching out his overall series points lead. The tour headed to Argentina for stop number 4 in Santiago del Estero, one of the athletes' favorite stops. The fast, wide-open racetrack always produces some great racing in front of a packed, enthusiastic crowd, and this season the riders didn't let the fans down. In the Elite Women's main event, it was a South American head-to-head battle for the win, with Mariana Pahon taking the win, edging out Stephanie Hernandez. Elise Post would come in third. These three riders have traded podium spots all season and now are all in contention for the overall title. In the Elite Men's class, Liam Phillips' dream season continued as he once again was the most dominant rider and took the overall victory, making history with back-to-back wins a series first. Anthony Dean made his way back to the podium with a second, and the super consistent rookie, Nick Kinman, finished third. The overall title chase is between Liam and Nick, and the finals will crown the 2015 champion. It's now all down to the Saturday night finals. Can Liam Phillips, who's led the points all season long, take back-to-back overall titles, or will the rookie, Nick Kinman, shock the world once again? Either way, history will be made. In Elite Women, Mariana Pahon wants to win the Supercross title once again, but Elise Post is so close she has her eyes on the prize. Or as it was at the World Championships, can Stephanie Hernandez upset the field and win the overall? Well, all these questions will be answered as it's time to sit back and get ready to watch the world's fastest riders race on one of the best BMX tracks in the world and see who will be victorious at stop number 5 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour and win the overall titles. So that brings you up to date on the 2015 World Cup as of so far. Incredible racing, but tonight, Mark, it's the time to crown the champion. We have a lot of action going on in the Elite Men's and the Elite Women's classes. the rain is definitely not going to help these riders that are looking to make their way into those main events to win these titles.
Yeah, Pete, the rain's got to be playing head games with a lot of these guys out here. It's come down to the one lap, no crap qualification. So you've got to put it on the line every lap from now on to qualify through to that main event.
As you see the points right here, Liam Phillips has led all season long. Nick Kinman is in second, Yeli Van Gorkum in third, Willoughby in fourth, Amadou Mir fifth, Anthony Dean sixth, Carlos Aquindo in seventh, and Connor Fields will be the top American in the eighth ranking overall. And you see 9th through 16 for these elite men after 4 stops on the tour. So tonight we will go through these single elimination qualifiers, quarterfinals for the elite men, then they move on to those semifinals. When we make our way over to the elite women, you see a tight points race with Mariana Pajon from Colombia taking the lead, Elise Post from the United States of America sitting in second, and our current world champion, Steffi Hernandez from Venezuela in third, Caroline Buchanan in fourth. These 4 riders all have a mathematical chance to win the Elite Women's World Cup title, but it's going to take a lot from Caroline and Stephanie to actually do it. Basically, from Mariana and Elise, it's going to be whoever can beat whomever if they finish in the top 3 at the end of the evening. So this Rock Hill track is pretty incredible, and things right now with the rain seem to make it a little bit tougher for the riders to navigate their way through. But the other night we had a lap of the track from a viewpoint of GoPro rider Barry Nobles and Caroline Buchanan. They made their way around the track. Mark, give us a talk through as Barry rides the track.
Yeah, we got Caroline Buchanan snapping out of the gate there. It's nice and dry conditions here. This is one of Caroline's first laps around the track. She's showing her skill to get down this first straight. This triple's a little strange. A lot of different lines going into that first turn. Caroline's going to turn left coming out of that first turn and hit the girls straight. Barry's taking the second straight pro over this berm jump, jumping over Caroline, turning right, coming around into this third straight. It's a pretty simple rhythm section. Nice step up and then a bunch of rollers which you can make up some good speed if you really push through them. They're going to jump into this last turn, come around to this last straight, a nice little step up, a quick little double, tabletop into a roller, Caroline with a little whip Wednesday and across the line.
So that is a lap around here in the dry on the Rock Hill, South Carolina track. That was from the other night. Earlier this evening, we had the qualification rounds for these elite men and women. They would do 3 runs around the track, and to kick things off with the very first moto of the night, Nick Kidman, who's in contention for the title, was looking to have a successful night, but it was Corbin Sharraw who spoiled it for him as Corbin went out, took the whole shot, and Nick would have to chase him the entire length of the track. David Herman from the United States of America unfortunately had his best race of the evening in this moto, getting that third, but from there, all he did was about go backwards. But for Corbin Sharraw and Nick Kidman, they easily transferred their way through those heats into tonight's quarterfinals. So then we move over to heat number 2 in the elite men, and again, it was another action-packed and star-studded field with Sam Willoughby making his way out on the track. He really wanted to have a great run. His gate was off ever so slightly, but his power and skills put him into the lead coming out of turn number 2 with Molina on his tail, and a great run from Tori Nyhog from Canada, shown here in 4th, makes some magic happen in that last turn, goes from 4th to 2nd, and he makes his way right behind Sam Willoughby, and then Ronaldo Resende gets the photo finish for the 3rd place coming out of that first run of motos for them in heat number 2. When you talk about Supercross BMX, a name that has to come up is Mara Strongbergs. Strongbergs, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, is the rider to watch at any given time. This season hasn't gone his way, and when he lined up in the gate with our current World Cup points leader, Liam Phillips, Liam's had some successful runs, winning the last 2 stops of the World Cup, being unbeaten. But tonight, when Maris Strongbergs lined up with Liam, Maris just took off from the drop of gate 1 and led him out, with Phillips in that 2nd place spot, and then Sylvain Andre from France, definitely one of the riders to watch, made his way around in the 3rd place spot, and then Anthony Dean, the man on the podium from the last stop, was there for the 4th. We move into round number 4, and the top American in the field, Connor Fields, made it look easy in front of his home country fans as he went out right into the top spot. Villegas from Argentina rode strong when we were in Argentina just 3 weeks ago, but not strong enough to overcome the lead built up by Connor Fields as he took this lap wire to wire with his countryman Jared Garcia in that third place spot. These riders made it look easy up in the front between this track and the weather conditions and all the pressure of making their way into these quarterfinal single elimination races. It's not easy at all, but Fields comes across the line with the victory. Then we move over to the elite women, and we look at the two women up for this title. This very first moto had Mariana Pajon in it, and you can see right there she's on point tonight. She got out front from Axel Atteni. She was in the second place spot, but no one was going to catch Mariana Pajon. There was a good race in the back of the pack, but it was Laura Smulders from the Netherlands who was able to navigate her way into that third place spot, but no one was even in the same zip code as Mariana Pajon as she came around the track, making it look stylish, smooth, and easy all the way to the line with the victory to kick the night off for her quest towards the UCI BMX World Cup Supercross title. Then we move over to our other top contender from the US of A, number 11, Elise Post. Elise really wanted to put pressure on herself, and she did it right from the start. A good start, a case on jump one, put her back in the pack, but you can see right here, just coming out of the first turn, she was able to be up into second, battling with Quinn Halla from Brazil, and then Elise made her way around and let her presence known to all of her competitors and the fans that she's here for business tonight. She goes out, she takes the lead over Natalia Sorova from Russia, and Elise Post winds up that race with the win and the confidence to move on throughout the program. So now the riders have all made their way through these races, Mark. We're going to get to single elimination racing. The weather's been on and off, drizzle, and it looks now like the rain has come down a little bit harder.
Yeah, you can see there the rain's coming down, Pete. It's not going to change much of the conditions for these guys. They've been racing in it all night long. If you've just joined in, the track is really hard. There's maybe a couple of soft spots, but as you can see, it's all just sitting on top. They're going to ride straight through it. They've still got plenty of grip in the dirt. The turns are definitely slick. They're going to want to stay off that paint, the painted white lines in those turns. They will end up on the ground in a hurry if they choose to go wide.
All right, so we jump right in, as we said, to single elimination racing, and it's going to be the quarterfinals for the men. 4 rounds, top 4 move on, and what this one is stacked from the start. Sam Willoughby, Jones, Kinman, Campo, Andre, Marino, Garcia, and Juster. Mark, this is full. This could be a semifinal or main event at any other race around the world.
That's it. Trent Jones had another flat tire in the break right now. You know, these other 7 guys are not going to worry about that. They're out there to cut him off. They know he's a threat. Him and Sam Willoughby, they train together. They're going to come out hot from lane 1 and 2.
So let's get ready for quarterfinal number 1 here at the UCI BMX World Cup Finals. The gate is down, and it looks like number 1, Nick Kidman, wants to make a run for it, but Sam Willoughby is out front. Sylvain Andre is there as well, and now you have Jones up there. What a battle it is. Top 4 move on. The other guys don't. Kidman in third. It's definitely a risky spot to be, but Sam Willoughby's up in front where he wants to be.
Sam Willoughby is not in his normal position up for a title this weekend, but he's out in front. He wants to win today. Sylvain Andre's on the bubble. Alfredo Campo's shopping for that 4th spot into the semi-finals. It's going to be a sprint to the line between those two. Those top 3 are going to qualify through, and Sylvain Andre gets the 4.
So Willoughby will make his way through. Jones, Kinman, and Andre. Campo just misses out, and that's the end of his night. But you see the number 1 rider there, Nick Kinman. He needs to make his way into that final if he wants to have a shot at this World Cup Championship. And right here, being in third, he transfers through, but it's a risky spot. And we'll get a word with him in a moment or so. But Sam Willoughby on point when the time counts, single elimination racing. He makes his way to the victory. But let's get a word from our title contender, Nick Kinman, as he is in our interview zone with Lauren.
Nick, of course, it's raining harder than ever. We all want to know, what is that track like right now?
The track's actually pretty good. No one likes riding in the rain, but you know, the track's holding up good. It's the same for everyone, so we have to deal with it.
We all want to know, is this winnable from lane 8, and are you going to do it?
It's gonna be tough from lane 8, but I would rather win the ranking than win a double dice, but it's both gonna be tough.
Well, we think that's a very smart answer. Thank you so much, Nick.
All right, so Nick Kimmin up for that title. He has to make his way into the main event, and then anything could happen, but we'll see because we're not there just yet. We'll get ready for quarterfinal number 2. These riders are lined up on the gate. You can see the reins coming down a little bit more, Mark. Definitely not what you want to see right when you're loaded in the gate for quarterfinal. So we'll get ready. You see the official results. Willoughby, Jones, Kinman, and Andre will make their way into tonight's semifinals as we get ready to show you the list of the riders in tonight. Quarterfinal number 2, Liam Phillips, Tori Nihog, Klashenko, Edzis, Tremanis, Renault Blanc, Amadou Mir, Rommel, and Upshaw will make up the 8 riders for quarterfinal number 2.
Yeah, Tori Nihog has been struggling with this gate all weekend. He's had pretty cruisy races to qualify through, but he's not going to get that opportunity now. He has to make it count straight from the start, especially between Liam and everybody else on the gate. They're going to shut him down.
So here we go with the start for quarterfinal number 2. Liam Phillips in gate 1 is the current leader of the World Cup, and he's the current leader of this lap down the track. Liam Phillips goes out to the front. You're going to see Tori Nahog wanting to get behind him, but Amadou Mir was there for a brief moment. Now Tori makes his way into second. Edzis Tremanis is in 4th, and Jeremy Rommel's in that 5th place spot.
That's it. I think Amadou Mir just about pushed Tremanis off that last turn. Jeremy Rommel moved up. Renard Blanc's trying to triple manual everything down that 3rd straight. Rommel's got past Tremanis in the last, coming into that last turn. He's going to qualify through to the semifinals.
So it'll be Phillips taking that needed win to move on into the program. Nihog with the 2nd, Amadou Mir in 3rd, and then Jeremy Rommel making magic happen in that last turn. He'll take the last of the qualifying spots, moving him into the semifinals. But you see Liam Phillips from the inside, number 65, definitely looking fast here tonight, Mark.
Yeah, Rommel's been impressing me lately. He rode really good here early in the... Oh, Liam just leaning it over on that pro section. I don't know if that was on purpose. He doesn't have many style points, to be honest, but I don't think that was style. That was a little bit out of control, but it was enough to hold him on to the win.
So Liam Phillips takes the lead into the semifinal as he's the victor of his quarterfinal. So the rain will not quit for these riders, but the riders, they must go on. As we are at the World Cup Finals for the 2015 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. So we'll get ready to show you the official results. Phillips, Nihog, Mir, and Rommel, they will make their way into the semifinal.
This is going to be Rommel's first appearance in the semifinals. It's going to be good to see him try and progress.
So that's the first half of tonight's quarterfinals. We'll get to quarterfinal number 3. David Graff, Frederick Villegas, Kyle Evans, Carlos Aquindo, Renato Resende, Maris Strongbergs, Bodie Turner, and Tyner Sebesta.
Graff got that inside lane. Villegas, where's Stromberg's take lane 6. Interesting. Thought if being that far out he would have gone for lane 8. He's obviously feeling pretty confident between Oquendo and Bodie Turner.
So the gate is down, and so is David Graff. He's off his pedals, but he did the same thing at the World Championships, and he made his way back into that quarterfinal. But right now, Maris Strongberg's out in control. When he is on, these other riders need to take note, and tonight he is. You have Carlos Aquindo in that 2nd place spot, and then Bodie Turner back up in 3rd in a qualifying position in the quarterfinal, Mark.
Aquindo knows how it is to be in those qualifying positions. The Olympic bronze medalist Bodie Turner in 3. Tanner Sebesta in the 4th on the bubble with Resende and Kyle Evans trying to pull up on the inside of him. Stromberg's looking very comfortable out there today.
So Stromberg's will take the win. Carlos Aquindo in 2nd, Bodie Turner in 3rd, and Tanner Sebesta beats out everyone in that last turn down the last straightaway, making his way into his first semifinal as well. Talk us through this lap, Mark.
Yeah, Stromberg's 1 pedal out of that gate, and he was half a bike in front of everybody else. He says he wants to come out here and have fun. He hasn't had fun all year long. It's pretty clear he's enjoying himself out there right now, Pete.
A guy who always has fun when he's on the track, number 747, Bodie Turner. He was on the podium last event. Let's see, get a word from him here now on the finish line.
Bodie, you made the podium in Sweden. There's a good chance you're going to do it this weekend. How are you feeling?
I appreciate it. Feeling good, trying to keep positive and give it everything. It's the last round, so I want to prove I'm podium potential again.
Well, we definitely think you're podium potential, and we're all voting for you, Bodie.
Thank you. Shout out to Mum and Dad.
Good luck.
So Petey Turner definitely excited to make his way back into another semifinal. Definitely the place you want to be is next to that 1 through 4 on your name. Tanner Sebesta definitely got to be excited. Petey Turner, Carlos Aquino, Mars Strongberg's used to making it through this process. We'll see how things happen as we get ready for the last of the quarterfinals. It's not short on power, though. We're going to start with Connor Fields, Joris Dode, Molina, Anthony Dean, Nick Long, Corbin Shara, Ezekiel Dozola, and Louis Brethauer. Again, this could be a semifinal or main event, Mark.
Yeah, look for Connor Fields to get the whole shot out of here. Anthony Dean has not been looking himself today. Let's see if he can put it together next to Molina and Nick Long. Great starters.
So here we go with quarterfinal number 4 from Rock Hill, South Carolina for the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Finals.
Okay, riders, random start. Rider is ready, watch the gate.
So as the riders concentrate, the rain comes down, the gate drops, and Connor Fields is back in a familiar spot out in front right now with Joris Dode and Anthony Dean. Top 3 riders out there. Corbin Shiraz on that 4th place spot, and it's going to be a good battle for that last qualifier. But right now, Connor Fields checks out. He has the lead going into turn 2, Mark.
Anthony Dean riding up high into that first turn, shunting both the Haru riders, Nick Long and Corbin Shiraz, back to 4th and 5th. Corbin's going to want to push Nick Long to the right. He wants to qualify through to those semi-finals. It's going to be Connor Fields, Anthony Dean, Joris Dode, and a pass. Ooh! What do we... Oh, we got a photo finish.
Photo finish. It's definitely going to be tough between the countrymen teammates. But what wasn't tough to see? Connor Fields put a whooping on that quarterfinal. Joris Dode placing 3rd, Anthony Dean in 2nd. The photo finish results will come up in a moment. But you can see right here, Connor Fields just checked out of lane number 1, and it's Nick Long who wins that push at the line to make it through to tonight's semifinal. Anthony Dean was riding strong. He was in 3rd. He was able to get around Joris Dode, and now he's made his way into the interview zone with Lauren at the finish line. Anthony Dean from Australia.
Anthony, you got caught up in some traffic in the first straight. What happened?
That was a stacked quarterfinal, and I had Nick Long on my right and Corbin and Joris and Connor on the inside, and I mean those guys never miss a gate, so just missed it a little bit and bumping with Nick there, and yeah, I just got through.
Well, you made it through to the semis with your teammate Petey. You must be feeling amazing. Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel great, and Sam Willoughby in there too, and you make it through. Yeah.
Australia's pretty good so far.
Thank you.
So Anthony Dean definitely chasing the rest of the riders around the track, but he's made his way into tonight's Elite Men's semifinals. You see the official results. Connor Fields, Anthony Dean, Joris Dode, and Nick Long will all meet up in tonight's Elite Men's semifinal. It's going to be a barn burner, Mark.
Yeah, Corbin Shiraz unlucky there, going into that first turn out of that triple, basically 2nd or 3rd equal on the outside, but just having that lane 8 choice, that's where that last qualifying moto helps get that good time for the lane selection.
So the rain has definitely scared away the fans, but this track here is holding up just fine. We've talked to all the riders. There's a lot of action on the track, but there's a lot of action that happens behind the scenes. Let's get an insight view of what goes on the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour when the racing's not on, and we're behind the scenes with Lauren.
We're here at Rock Hill, South Carolina at the last stop of the BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. And it's a really exciting weekend as it is the last weekend of the World Cup. I'm Lauren Berlingeri and I'm here to take you behind the scenes. So as you guys can see, it is raining here. We're hoping it's going to clear up soon. But in the meantime, I have some of the riders warming up in the background and they're trying to keep dry, staying under the tent. Rock Hill is a huge supporter in cycling. They have the velodrome in the back, and then they have this pump track, which is just in front of me, which is really great for kids and people that are just learning BMX. We're on the 5-meter start hill next to the 8-meter start ramp, but this is actually a really great lookout spot for some of the coaches to make sure their riders are doing what they're supposed to be doing. the really cool things about this track is it's made with something called slurry clay, which is a mix between glue and baseball clay, which is really interesting because it makes the track waterproof, which in this case is really important so that the riders don't slide all around. So here we are at the finish line, and this is where it all matters. I'm Lauren Berlingeri, and this is Behind the Scenes, and stay tuned for the rest of the action.
So you got to look behind the scenes of what happens when the riders aren't on track, and you can see now the volunteers here at the facility getting the track ready, because now it's time to move into the semifinals, Mark. Definitely a nervous time for the riders once they get up on the gate.
Yeah, the local volunteers or employees here at the Rock Hill facility have kept this place in amazing condition. They've done some kind of sorcery on this track that has kept the surface absolutely perfect. You can see a tiny little spot on that last straight right there before the finish line, maybe a little soft patch. That has not really hindered any of the races out there today. It's rock solid. It's as good as it can be when it's dry. All they have to watch for is those slippery turns.
So you can see right here, the overall Supercross World Cup title comes down to these two riders. Liam Phillips, number 65, Nick Kinman, our current world champion. Basically the way it works, if Liam makes the main, he wins the title. If he doesn't go out of the main, Nick Kinman has to win the main event. So it's still possible, but right now it looks like Liam is looking strong. But as we move into these semifinals, Mark, top four only move on. Anything can happen. These rain and conditions could mess with these riders, so we'll see what happens when we get to those elite men's race. In the women's side, Mariana Pajón, you see that tight, only 30-point difference in points between Mariana Pajón and Elise Post. It's basically whoever does better between the two of these women if they both make the main event. And then it gets a little bit tricky because there are some other riders that are able to come through those deficit in points depending on the way these two women control their own destiny.
Yeah.
We're about to see them in semifinal, both in semifinal number one.
Exactly, they're in the same semifinal. We've got Caroline Buchanan and Stephanie Hernandez in the other one. Stephanie Hernandez is another 30 points behind Elise Post coming into the main event or into these semifinals. Mathematically, if both of Elise and Mariana Pajón do not make the main, or Stephanie Hernandez, if Caroline goes on to win the main, she will get the title. If they get first and second, Elise and Mariana, it's a big mix-up.
Yeah, and as you can see right here, we'll give you the most World Cup wins with our current field of riders out there. Mara Strongberg's with 6. Sam Willoughby with 6, Liam Phillips with 5, 3 of them coming this year, and Connor Fields with 4. So these have been the most consistent riders since 2007 with victories that are still traveling on the World Cup Tour. Definitely a tough schedule to follow. Mark, you're just off that list with 2 wins or 3 wins yourself.
3 wins, that's right. Liam Phillips got an extra one and bunted me off of the screen. We got Letitia Lecour-Gill with 7 wins, best out of everybody.
And then you have Mariana Pajón looking to take another victory tonight with 6. Shanae Reed, unfortunately, she has retired this year from the Supercross Tour. We may see her back. She has 6 wins. Caroline Buchanan with 4 and Sarah Walker with 4. But tonight, Mariana Pajón wants to take a tie of that overall lead as well as that title. We will see how things work out for her. As we said, she will be in the Elite Women's semifinal number 1. So when you're on the gate, Mark, the rain's coming down. What goes through your mind as you're getting ready to hit one of these Supercross tracks?
You know, after this year's season, we've turned up to every stop and it's been rain everywhere. The tracks are always miserable. It was windy in Sweden. But these guys would have turned up, they'd seen the rain, they'd be bummed that they got to spend another weekend out there doing what they have to do to get paid. But these volunteers it's amazing the condition of this track right now. It's almost gone full circle for these riders. They know the track's perfectly fine. It's a matter of just putting it in the back of your head and just doing what you can do.
How do you judge these turns? Because the longer it rains, the slipperier they get, but you want to go faster as we get to these single elimination races, Mark.
Yeah, I think today's been probably pretty consistent. Yesterday was a different story with the first 2 motos being run in semi-dry conditions and then it dumped for the third one. So the conditions changed in those turns. I think tonight they've all got the correct tire pressure. They know what lines they can take. They know how much they can lean and push on their tyres, and it's just a matter of finding that line and not pushing too far and trying to get inside whoever's in front of you.
So the fans that stuck out in these horrific conditions are going to get a treat, as you are at home, as we get ready for the Elite Women's semifinals. Time to try to crown a champion here on the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour, all here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, in a great facility, horrible weather conditions.
Horrible. It's pretty much, I think it's hurricane season out here on the East Coast. We're missing a lot of the stuff they're getting at the Road Cycling World Champs in Richmond, Virginia. So we're better off than they are. Last night was a lot worse. It was torrential downpours, and the guys are starting to line up on the top of the hill right now, probably selecting their lanes. We're going to see the double dice selection come main time. We're going to get upfront personal lane selections to show everybody who's picking what, but we've got to get through the semifinals first.
So we'll kick things off with the Elite Women's semifinals. We'll walk through each of these riders as they get loaded into the gate. But there is the official start list. Mariana Pahon, Simone Christensen, Elise Post, Sarah Walker, Brooke Crane, Marilee Van Bentham, Melinda McLeod, and Nadia Pries. They are the 8 elite women that make up semifinal number 1, Mark.
You see these girls carrying their bikes pretty much all the way to the gate. They don't want their tyres to get wet. The pro gate up there is extremely slick. They've changed the surface since last year's Worlds. You can see it right there. It's a nice grippy, hard plastic. You're virtually never going to slip on it, but you want to take every precaution you can to make sure you're going to get out in front.
So out of Germany, our first rider to look at a gate 8, that'll be Nadia Pries. Next to her in lane number 7, coming out of Australia, number 555, Melinda McLeod. Next to her, someone that's no stranger to main events on this World Cup Tour, maybe a stranger to how to put her goggles on, Marilee Van Bentham from lane number 6. Lane number 5 brings us Brooke Crane, number 32 from the United States of America. Someone that's always smiling, always happy, and she definitely will be happy if she can get top 4 in this semifinal. From New Zealand, Sarah Walker. Moving over to lane number 3, one of our title contenders for the overall World Cup Championship from the United States of America, number 11, Elise Post. Strategically putting herself away from her competitor, but in the middle, the buffer is Simone Christensen from Denmark, number 3. And what may have been so far the fastest rider of this evening, of this competition in the elite women's class, starting in gate number 1, our other title contender, number 100, Mariana Pahon from Colombia.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, Pete, to see the lane choices, the times from the last lap, to see if Elise actually gave herself a spare lane between her and Mariana and let somebody else slot in there to give herself some room to get down the first straight.
So here we go with semifinal number 1 for the elite women at the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Finals in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Ready? Watch the gate.
So the gate comes down. It looks like a strong start from Elise Post, but not as good as Mariana Pahon. Mariana right now out front. Elise Post in second. Brooke Crane's going to be battling it out with her coming into turn number 1. Simone Christian's in that 4th place spot, and Elise is trailing behind Mariana, but definitely wants just to be in that top 4, Mark.
That's it. These top 4 girls in the race right now, they deserve to be there. That's how they qualify. Mariana is checked out. Elise in second. That's not where she wants to be. She wants to fill up Mariana and see what she's got for the main, with Brooke Crane in 3rd place. Simone going to cross the line in 4th.
Definitely a great run there for Mariana Pahon, letting it be known she wants to take the win and the title, but Elise Post right there on her tail. Brooke Crane, an impressive run with that 3rd place finish, and then Simone Christian, consistent all year long. She's going to wind up in the 4th place spot. Mark, look how good Mariana's straightaway was.
Yeah, Mariana was gone as soon as that gate dropped down. Surprisingly, Sarah Walker backed off about 2 pedals into it. Nobody near her. Elise Post is trying to chase down Mariana. She was not going to make up that deficit.
So let's get a word from Elise Post and see how she feels after her second place in the semifinal.
Elise, it's the last World Cup of the year. You're in front of your home crowd. Do you have anything to say to them?
I just want to say thank you for coming out in the rain and supporting us, and hopefully you see some good racing tonight.
What's your game plan going into the main?
Just 100%.
She's going to give it 100%, guys. Give it up for Elise.
Thank you.
So Elise Post in that title contention. Both her and Mariana have made their way through. That eliminates Caroline Buchanan, any hope she had of the title. So now it's just down to 3 women. But the way Mariana and Elise rose just then, Mark, it's going to be a tough call for anyone else to take the victory tonight. But we have one more semifinal to come up with.
That's it. Hernandez has got to hope for the best. She's more than capable of getting through the semifinal with Caroline Buchanan herself, Natalia Suvorova, Felicia Stansel, Laura Smulders, Danny George, Bao, and Elke van Hoof.
So those are the other 8 women that make up semifinal number 2. An incredible run. Start off with Gate 8, Elke van Hoof from Belgium, current European champion in the elite women's division. She's rode strong all summer long. She's looking to make her way into tonight's main event. Next to her, a newcomer from the Netherlands to be in the semifinals. That's going to be Bois. Definitely turning a lot of heads on the track. We'll see what she can do here tonight in semifinal number 2 for the elite women. Next to her, number 33 from the United States of America, someone no stranger to these main events. That's going to be Danielle George. Coming out of lane number 5, you may remember her, 3rd place at the Olympic Games in 2012, number 110, Laura Smulders. Now we move into some consistent podium riders. Felicia Stansel, number 23 from the United States of America, had a bad crash yesterday. She's bounced back. She's made her way into tonight's semifinal. One of the emerging powers in BMX racing in the women's division from Russia, Natalia Sarova, looking to make her way into the main event. That jersey right there signifies the world champion of the elite women's class. She did it in conditions just like this. From Venezuela, number 469, Steffi Hernandez. And one of the most consistent riders over the past 4 years on the Supercross World Cup Tour, number 68, from Australia, Caroline Buchanan. So these 8 women are lined up for their chance to partake in tonight's main event. The first 4 finishers will do so. So let's get ready to see who will make their way into the main event here in Rock Hill as we get ready to kick off semifinal number 2. The riders are ready. The crowd is ready. Let's get with that gate call and see who will meet up in the main event with Pahone, Post, Crane, and Christensen. Let's get ready. So the gate drops. It looks like Hernandez has a good start, Stansel has a good start, and Buchanan may have the best start of all on the inside. It's going to get crowded into turn number 1, Mark.
Yeah, Caroline's got that whole shot. That's where you want to be. Hernandez chasing right behind her. Suvorova putting in a good performance to battle with Danny George down the second straight. They're going to fight each other into that second turn with Danny George getting up the inside, Pete.
So it looks like Danny George and Sarova bump and it let Felicia Stansel by, but the race isn't over yet. But it might as well be over for Caroline Buchanan as she checks out. There's a lot of battling going back in the 3rd and 4th spot. It's going to be Buchanan, Hernandez, George, and Smulders will come across the line. Unfortunately for Stansel and Sarova, their bumping and banging keeps them out of tonight's main event. But for sure, it's going to be Buchanan, Hernandez, George, and Smulders. Definitely a good run there from those ladies, Mark. Talk us through this lap.
That was a great start from the inside. The 3 out of the 4. Suvorova capitalized on her inside lane with those other 3 pulling up inside on that first turn, but it wasn't enough to hold off Danny George, who shunted her in that second turn, let everybody pass, and Smulders took over and got that last spot.
Stephanie Hernandez riding in adverse conditions makes her way into the main event. Let's hear a word from her now in the finishing zone.
Stephanie, you're still in the mix. If you take first, there's still a shot of you taking the overall World Cup title. Tell me, how do you feel?
I'm feeling really excited. Like I'm coming here to give my 100%. I'm feeling very, very well. I'm having good lap, so I will give everything right now.
She's giving everything, guys. Can you please say something in Spanish to Venezuela?
Sí, claro. Ya casi que voy a casa después de 2 años. Espero llevarme todo, llegar a Venezuela siendo la número 1 en todo. Así que a darle con todo y ahí voy.
There you have it, guys. Stephanie Hernandez.
So Stephanie makes her way into tonight's main event. As Lauren said, she has an outside chance of winning that overall title, but it's going to be a tough one with Pahone and Post to battle it through. But you can see there, Buchanan, George, and Smulders will all add in with Stephanie into tonight's main event, Mark. It's definitely going to be a full star-studded field for these elite women.
That's it. The calculations between Hernandez, Pahone, and Post is going to get interesting in this main event. I'm not confirmed on the breakdown, but maybe you've got some information on the points, Pete.
Basically, it's going to come down to this, Mark.
Okay.
If Stephanie is to win, Mariana Pahone has to get third or worse.
That puts and at least second.
It doesn't matter.
That puts them all on equal points.
Yeah, and Stephanie would win due to a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker goes to whomever wins this last round. Between Elise and Mariana, if they get first and second, whoever gets first or second will win the overall title. I believe it's if Mariana was to crash, she was to get 8th. Elise would have to get 4th or better to win the title. So that's where things get a little tricky because Hernandez can still come back in and win that main event. So right now, we're just waiting to see what happens in that main event versus speculation. But those are the few scenarios that are out there.
Exactly, and not to put anything away from the other 5 girls in the race. Caroline Buchanan has been absolutely on form today. She cannot get the title no longer since the rest of the girls made the main. But she wants that win.
You've been in the position before, up for a title. How much do the nerves jitter you when now you know it's 1 lap for your season's quest to be the best rider in your division for the whole year?
You know, it's a big drain. You've tried all year long. It's gone race by race. You get the results, and at the end of the season, you find yourself in an extra position to take out a title. You didn't see that at the beginning of the year. You just, like I said, you took it race by race. Now you've got that extra pressure. And so you want to put it all together, one, to get that extra paycheck, get the bragging rights, and more importantly, it's less than a year until the Olympic Games next year. So these girls and men, they all want to show what they're worth.
A year-long quest. It's 5-stop series, but it takes a lot of preparation to be able to put yourself in those positions, Mark. The satisfaction of just being able to be the best rider in your class all year has to be worth everything as well.
That's it. The amount of time these girls and guys put into training, it's behind the scenes. I mean, these guys, they're putting in 35-ish second laps any given weekend. They're maybe at best putting in 7-8 minutes of work, but the time they put in behind the scenes is incredible. They all deserve to be here. They all deserve to be in the main. The one who takes out the title has worked the hardest, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever, they deserve it.
Being a past competitor, one of the best competitors that we've seen on this Supercross tour, Mark, talk about what your emotions go through the night as you move on in this program, and then you throw in the adversity of bad conditions, wind, and as well as trying to make your way into that main event. How does that affect you?
You know, it's different between the top half of the girls and the bottom half. The top half, they probably don't have, or they have pressure to make the main. Once they get to the main, the pressure's off. They've got that far. They know what they've done is going to pay off. The other ones, they're battling the whole day just to get into the main. Once they get there, it's whatever result they get. Nobody wants to get the snowman number 8, but they want to get as high up as they can. They want to qualify through to the games next year, and they want to help maybe their teammates or just themselves earn enough country points and get more riders to the Olympic Games in Rio next year.
And then you have the reverse side of that. You put in the time, you put in the effort. One small mistake on any given point of the racing evening could end your night. How discouraging is that as well?
That's it. This track is a big, wide open track. If you watched the time trials last night, you saw Liam Phillips case the first jump extremely bad, and it ruined his lap. We got some energy on the screen right now, living that track life. He's loving it. He's not got no raincoat on. He's got his wet t-shirt comp going, shorts. It's about 50, 60 degrees out there. He's ran out of gas.
He blew it. He couldn't make the 30-second lap.
Peaked too soon, buddy.
But as we can see here, earlier on in the evening, we had some great racing with Willoughby, Kinman, Sylvain Andre definitely looked well. So this was the quarterfinal number 1 for those elite men, Mark.
That's it. And you always see these guys out in front. It's the guys behind that you don't see much of. Matty Juster has had a very impressive weekend. Unfortunate to qualify through out of the quarterfinals, but he was flying all day long.
And then you have Liam Phillips, the title contender, the leader of the points since the very first stop this year. He's making it look pretty easy right now.
You got Stromberg, see right there. Just after the kink, he's already half a bike in front. Bodie Turner, he made the main in Sweden. He's shopping for another spot today. Maris has checked out though. Oquendo, the gold and bronze medalist from the 2012 Olympic Games, first and second. Bodie Turner third. Tanner Sebesta getting that 4th spot in that quarterfinal.
So then the last of those quarterfinals, you don't really have to see it from the start. You just look at the finish. Connor Fields had that sort of lead throughout the entire lap, made it look easy, but now it's going to be a little bit tougher because the names of the riders in semifinal number 1 are pretty insane. Again, we talked about those quarterfinals could be main events. These semifinals as well could be the title for the World Championship as well. Just chock full of great racers. A couple of newcomers in this semifinal here, but they've rode strong. They've earned their spot in tonight's semifinal. So when we get ready to kick things off, it's going to be interesting to see how these new younger riders handle that pressure. When you were making your way up through, Mark, and you looked up maybe to some of the riders you raced against the first time you made a semifinal with them, how did that act to you?
You know, before we touch on that, I just want to, I don't know if we can get a replay of that last clip we just had. The photo finish between Nick Long and Corbin Chirard. Nick Long was lunging as hard as he could to get that final spot. Corbin Chirard was just cruising across the line. That's that hunger you want to be able to qualify through to the next round. Nick Long knows what it takes to qualify through. He wants to be up there. And now we're into the semifinals here, or is this the quarterfinal again?
This is the quarterfinal here, as you said. Nick Long with the American flag on his sleeve. His teammate, Corbin Chirard, they're in 4th and 5th right here, and they rode that way the whole way around the track, Mark.
Nick Long won the national championships here in March or April. You can see coming up here, they're going to be side by side leading into the finish line. Nick Long is going to lunge for that line. Oh, even just lunge harder than Corbin. It was extremely close.
And that's the difference of making your way into the semifinal or not. And unfortunately for Corbin Chirard, rode strong all day, but his day ended right there with that lunge from Nick Long. So we see the riders making their way up for the semifinal. They're picked their gate spots for tonight's semifinal. And you're up there now, Mark. This is the part where things are going through your head, like you just got to start focusing for tonight's semifinal. It's got to get the pressure insane. And you can see focus through Oquendo. He's looking to do what he needs to do to make it into tonight's main event.
That's it. They're all visualizing the gate drop. They know that is the crucial part of this race. We've got Tanner Sebesta out of 8. I'm thinking Oquendo's out of 7. Saw Tori Nyhog pretending to snap out of the gate just a few seconds ago. He needs to make it happen.
So here is our official start list for semifinal number 1. Connor Fields, Sam Willoughby, Nick Kinman, Tori Nyhog, Joris Daudet, Carlos Oquendo, Jeremy Rommel, and Tanner Sebesta. Those are the 8 riders in semifinal number 1. Definitely a stacked race here, and these guys are getting ready to make their way into the gate. Top 4 move on to tonight's final, the main event of the 2015 season. Tanner Sebesta looking to make his first main event on the tour.
Yeah, Tanner Sebesta's been really putting in work in Texas. He's gone home from Chula Vista and he wants to make it count.
So next to him, Jeremy Rommel, a virtual unknown until this season. He pops up and he's been so strong on the World Cup Tour. Definitely has this first straightaway wired here, and he wants to make his way into that main event as well, but he has 7 other riders battling him. So next to him, Carlos Oquendo, no stranger to high-pressure situations. Bronze medalist at 2012 Olympic Games out of Colombia in gate number 6. In gate number 5, a past champion, winner of the Time Trial World Championships this year, as well as main events in the past, out of France, number 33, Joris Daudet. Winner of the recent Pan American Games up in Canada, number 49, always seemed to be fighting back from injury, but coming back stronger and stronger each and every time, Tori Nyhog.
Lane number 3, the World Championship jersey dons on this youngster. Last year he was the Junior World Champ. This year he's the Elite Men's World Champ, and he's trying to make his way in that main event to have a shot at the overall World Cup title. Nick Kinman, no stranger to being up for titles, being out in front, and right now in lane number 2, up number 7 from Australia, Sam Willoughby. And now the fastest qualifier through the quarterfinals tonight in gate number 1 from the United States of America, past champion of both the overall World Cup and winner of 3 World Cups himself, Connor Fields from Las Vegas, Nevada. So Mark, let's get ready for semifinal number 1 for the elite men here in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the UCI 2015 World Cup Finals. Top 4 make their way into tonight's main event. Here we go with the gate call. Let's get ready to see the action.
Watch the gate.
So the gate goes down. It looks like Connor might have tipped it ever so slightly. Nick Kidman has a good start, but Connor is on fire. He gets on the inside. Now Joris O'Day's in that second place spot. A lot of shuffling going on in turn number 1, but right now Nick Kidman has that lead. Joris O'Day in second, Tori Nyhog in third, and then Connor Fields consistent all night, but now he's back in that 4th place spot. Where's Willoughby?
Yeah, Joris is chasing down Kimmin. Tori in 3rd, Connor in 4, Sam's in 5th. You know, him and Connor have no love lost on this track. Connor pulls up next to Tori into that last turn. Sam is not going to be able to get around and shuts it down.
Wow, what a shock there. Kinman taking the win is no shock. O'Day in second, Nyhog, and then Fields in that 4th place position, edging out Sam Willoughby. Sam Willoughby usually so consistent. Tonight, 5th place is the best he can do, but right here, you can see Nyhog had a horrible gate. Fields seemed to tap it a little bit. Kinman was on point, Mark.
Yeah, you can see Connor and Kimmin both got out of that gate. Even Sam got out good. Kimmin and Connor just had more pull than Sam down that ramp, which is weird.
Yeah, big battle down here all the way to the line. As you said, every position counts. Connor wants to pull up next to Tori. They're going to battle it out, but Tori edges him out for the 3rd, but top 4 move on. You want to have that best position for a better gate pick, but you just want to be in that main event, and the guys in the main event now are Nick Kidman, Joris O'Day, Connor Fields, and Tori Nyhog.
It's not very often Sam Willoughby misses a main without catastrophic failure out there, so he's working on something for sure.
So we'll get ready now for semifinal number 2. Here is your start list. Liam Phillips, Trent Jones, Anthony Dean, Nick Long, Sylvain Andre, Maris Strongbergs, Amidou Mir, and Bodie Turner. This is a barn burner as well. And we'll go right up to lane number 8, number 747 from Australia, 2nd place in Sweden, trying to make his way into another main event. It will be Bodie Turner. A rider who in the beginning of the season really looked strong, started the season off with a 2nd place result, and tonight he wants to get himself back in the main. From France, it's Amidou Mir, a rider that almost needs no introduction, the number 1 rider when it comes to Olympic Supercross racing, winner of both gold medals from Latvia, number 81, Maris Strongbergs. One of the most animated riders you will see, but he is on point all the way from the start to the finish each and every time he's on that track. From France as well, number 39, Sylvain Andre. The lunge put him in to the semifinal. Will he need to do that once again as we get here to make his way into the main event? The national champion of the United States, number 64, Nick Long. Coming out of gate number 3, number 144, Anthony Dean, another rider that's been on the podium this year in Argentina. He wants to make his way back. Can he do it? He's got to get in that main event first. We'll see if it can happen. Gate number 2, a rider that's had some bike problems tonight, but when his bike's been running well, he's been up front, and you can see by gate position number 2 from New Zealand, Trent Jones is a threat to make the main event tonight. And a rider who's a threat not only to make the main, but to win the main and win the overall title. Out of gate number 1, number 65 from Great Britain, it'll be Liam Phillips. Again, a stacked rider count here in the 8-man semifinal. Top 4 make their way to meet up in the main event with Kimmin, O'Day, Fields, and Nyhog. Let's get ready for semifinal number 2 from Rock Hill, South Carolina on the UCI BMX World Cup Tour. Let's get it on.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
So the gate is down and Phillips looks to have a great start. Dean has up there as well. Strongbergs looks good, but it's no one is going to be faster right now than Liam Phillips, Maris Strongbergs, Dean makes his way into the third, and it's going to be a huge battle for that fourth place spot. Right now it's Amadou Mir, Sylvain Andre behind you. Anything can happen, Mark.
Liam finally putting in a lap today that he wants. He's in front of Strombergs for the first time today. Dino's also in a good run. Not quite pulling up next to Strombergs down there. Sylvain, Amadou Mir in third and fourth. Bodie and Firth are going to chase him down, but it's going to be Liam, Strombergs, Dino, and Amadou Mir.
So yeah, our two title contenders in the elite men's class both make their way through the main event. They both win their semifinals, so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Kinman and Phillips both make their way into the main event, but because Phillips makes his way into the main event, he virtually has a lock on that championship. He just has to show up and race the main event to win that title. But right there, Liam Phillips, when it counted, he needed to put it down. Strombergs is strong all night, and he was in second. Dean rode well. There was a little bit of a battle there between Amadou Mir and Sylvain Andre. Looks like Amadou Mir was the stronger of the two. He held up to the little bump and run in turn number 2, and he makes his way into tonight's main event again. So Amadou Mir, Anthony Dean, Maris Strombergs, and Liam Phillips are the second half of tonight's elite men's main event, Mark.
Exactly. Liam Phillips has not looked like he's been on point all day today, chasing Maris Strombergs around the track. There he knew he had to make it into this main event to get the title. It'll be interesting to see now. He's got the title. Has the pressure been let off? Can he still put it together for the main? Will it help him for the main? Or who knows?
Well, Liam Phillips had the fastest lap of the night in the elite men's class, the first man to go into the 33-second
By
range.
a lot.
But these riders now, as they get ready to go into the main event, there's some incentive to have the worst, what is typically known as the worst gate pick on a Supercross race. That is lane 8. But we have a double dice promotion here, is if a rider takes lane 8 or is given lane 8, if he's the last rider to choose, and he's to make his way into the victory circle after the race, he will double his prize money. And that's been done once this season by Nick Kidman, the surprise of all surprises at stop number 2. This youngster, the first time he made a main event, he won from lane 8. Pretty incredible, and to get double the prize money, it's definitely going to be some great incentives.
He's back. Here he is, the most enthusiastic kid out there. It'll be interesting to see if Liam Phillips, the press is off. He's in the main. He's essentially won the title. Is he going to take lane 8 and try and steal Johan Lindstrom's money?
But you know, these riders, they put the pressure on themselves to be victorious each and every lap, and that includes the finish. And you know, I think the disadvantage of lane 8 would not overcome having the first gate pick, which would be lane 1 for him, guaranteeing him just a little bit easier of a run if he has any little issues down that first straightaway at all. Doesn't have an on-point start, but again, with the pressure off, who knows what Liam's thinking at this point.
Yep, and looking at the screen right now, Liam Phillips did that lap in a 33.7. Nick Kimmin winning the other semi-final, 34.2. Liam was literally half a second faster than even second place. Strombergs was faster than Kimmin leading the other semi-final. So there's a half a second difference that Liam could potentially make up from lane 8. He's won the title. Does he want the extra money? Does he want the simple win? Or not a simple, and there's never a simple win. What's going through Liam's head right now? Nobody knows.
Well, we just have 2 races left, and you see the elite women for their main event getting warmed up, getting ready to get their gate picks on. It's going to go down to the wire now for this elite women's championship title quest. As we said, it can be right now between 3 women. Stephanie Hernandez sits in third. It's going to take a lot for her to do it. It's going to take a win, but it's going to be between Mariana Pajón, Elise Post. Those women are going to go up, and Mariana Pajón has the first gate pick.
Yeah,
Elise Post is second, and Buchanan third.
We're trying to get a good shot of that screen there, but I don't think it's going to work. So we're going to have to go off my knowledge of where the rough estimations of the finger pointing is on that screen to see what lane they're going to take. 53. No.
So we have these riders loading up into the gate for our main event. It's going to be Pajón, Post, Buchanan, Crane, Christensen, Hernandez, George, and Smulders. Those are the 8 ladies waiting to get up there to load into the gate for tonight's main event here at the 2015 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Finals. The title quest is going to come down to 1 lap, Mark. What kind of pressure are these women feeling?
You know, it'll be a completely split process between the lot of them. We got Elise Post and haven't got the. Is that the lanes up there?
No, those are the numbers that we're seeing.
Mariana in lane 1. Looks like Elise is in 2. Caroline in 3.
Those are the gate picks, is what they can pick, as far as I understand, unless they've picked.
It looks like they're already in. Brooke Crane's got the towel out there, keeping her gloves dry. Simone Christensen. We're looking like Danny George may have taken lane 8. Not 100% right now.
So these ladies are getting ready. It's time for them to load into the gate for tonight's main event. So we'll see how things work out. But we can see Mariana Pajon, the fastest qualifier of the evening. She will start out in gate number 1, and it comes down to the ladies in gate 1 and gate 2. Mark, what kind of head games do you think either of these ladies are playing?
That's Elise may have given a lane in that semi-final to get her into the final, but right now these two girls are either going to, and there's hostility between these two from Manchester this year. Elise got out, cut Mariana off halfway down the ramp. Is she going to do it again?
I think that these ladies hug it out at the end of the finish.
Oh, of course they do.
But right now, Mariana Pajon, our Olympic champion in lane 1. Next to her, Elise Post. These two women are going head-to-head next to each other out of the start ramp for this overall title. The woman with no pressure now. She doesn't have a chance to win the overall title, but she would love nothing else to win, and she's rode strong enough to do so tonight at a gate number 3, Caroline Buchanan. Gate number 4, riding strong, looking pretty, making her way into the main event tonight. Brooke Crane from the United States of America. Coming out of gate number 5, number 3 in her plate, 3rd at those World Championships this year, Simone Christensen. Next to her, our current world champion on the UCI BMX Tour for 2015 out of Venezuela, Stephanie Hernandez. Next to her, out of lane number 7, another rider not afraid to throw an elbow when needed to. Coming out of gate number 7, it's going to be Laura Smulders. And gate number 8, looking to double down, number 33 from the United States of America. That'll be Danny George. So Danny George, if she's able to win the main event tonight, she will double her prize money. Be quite a purse to take home. But right now, let's focus on this championship, Mark. Mariana Pajon, Elise Post next to each other. We're getting ready for the gate start here for the main event for the elite women at the finals of the 2015 UCI BMX Supercross circuit. You can see tension. You can see the ladies getting ready. Here we go with tonight's elite women's main event. So the gate goes down. Mariana looks off a little bit. Elise gets a good start. Leans and gets crooked. They bump and bang bars down that first straightaway. And Elise Post now has a quiet lead. Look at Elise. Mariana Pajon coming back. And Elise goes down. Unfortunately for her, right now Stephanie Hernandez has the lead. But if Mariana Pajon stays in that second place spot, that's all she needs to do to get the victory. But Stephanie Hernandez has raced in these conditions before. She won that World Championships in the rain. But Mariana's going for it. She's going for broke. Stephanie Hernandez has the lead. She's going to take the win. Or is she? Mariana pulls up right at the line. It looks like Mariana Pajon takes the win and the overall championship for the year. Stephanie Hernandez snaked right at the line, second place, but Mariana Pajon does not let it go down. Elbows were thrown going on the first straightaway, going into the turn. Mariana Pajon does not back down, and she will take the victory here tonight and that overall title, Mark. That tension you talked about before might have just been re-sparked.
Mariana essentially took that title in the first turn, but she wanted that win. Good friends right there. You could see the battle right to the line. They were not threatening each other. They wanted a good, solid race all the way to the finish line. Mariana pulled right up on the left-hand side of Hernandez, took the win right across the line. Even Smulders was trying to creep up on the outside of both of them, but it was not enough.
So the two women from South America once again finish 1-2, just like they did at that last round of the Supercross World Cup Tour when we were in Argentina. But tonight, when all of it was on the line, right there, Mariana Pajon takes the win. She's now tied for the most wins out of any woman and has more wins than any man on the overall World Cup Tour since 2007. But more importantly, she takes home that Supercross World Cup title for 2015. Mariana Pajon from Colombia has to be electrified right now, Mark.
Yeah, she's got to be over the moon. She's been killing it for years now. come on strong a lot longer before London 2012 Olympics. She won the games. She's been extremely consistent ever since, having 7 World Cup wins, more than any guy out there. It's incredible to be able to perform back-to-back like that. Let's see if she can keep it going for another gold medal at next year's Olympics.
And what comes with that good always comes with the bad. You saw it was a crazy battle going down that first straightaway. It looked like Elise Post had the best start she has all night, getting a good start. She crowded Mariana, which is totally legal. But when things got tough and they got elbow to elbow, let's look at it, Mark. Elise had a great start. Mariana was off, and you can see right here, Elise a little bit crooked, throws an elbow right before jump number 2. Most people would have backed down. Mariana comes back strong, goes on the inside, and unfortunately for Elise, that's the end of her night. She wants to know what's up. She might have forgot what happened when she went down the first straightaway and came a little sideways. And right here, Stephanie Hernandez thinks she has the win. Mariana has no quit in her. She takes it all the way to the line, the victory, the championship, and all the accolades for, again, winning the World Cup title on the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. An incredible feat for Mariana Pajón.
That's it. I think Elise forgot she had 50 feet extra on the outside of her to give a little bit of room and try and race all the way to the line. She did not want to let Mariana through on the inside. Costly mistake. Could have been a good battle right the way to the line, but she gave it up in that first turn, and Mariana's got it.
So you know the mind of a champion wants to go through and win at any cost. Let's get a word from Mariana Pajón, tonight's champion and the champion for the year. She's in the interview zone with Lauren.
Mariana, not only was that amazing main event, you were head-to-head with Stephanie, you won the World Cup of Rock Hill and the World Cup title. You must be feeling unbelievable. Please tell us how you're feeling.
Yes, it's just unbelievable. I cannot believe it right now. It's a dream come true. I just wanted to win this one. It feels good. Feels good. Everything is paying off. I'm super happy.
Please tell us how you're going to celebrate tonight.
I'm just celebrating Colombians that are here, so I just want to say thanks, everyone. I feel like I'm in Colombia. Thank you.
Say something for us in Spanish.
A todos los colombianos, gracias, gracias de corazón. Esto es para ustedes en Colombia. Y Germán Mina está de cumpleaños, así que eso es para ti también.
There you have it, guys. Your World Cup champion, Mariana Pajón.
So Mariana Pajón sticks through it. She had that tussle going down the first straightaway, elbow to elbow in that first turn. But look at here, Mark, the determination. She not only won, she knew at this point she could win the championship, but she wanted to win the race. Battle all the way to the line. Look how close it was. We can see that time. It's just ridiculous. The distance between first and second, and there is your official results. The greatest race I've seen here tonight. Mariana Pajón takes the win. Stephanie Hernandez in second, and Laura Smulders got in there for third. We didn't hype it up. It was hard to see because it was such a great battle up front after, unfortunately, Elise Post went down. But a great run here from Mariana Pajón. So now, Mark, how are we going to top that? We're going to move to the elite men, and they're getting ready to pick their gates for tonight's main event.
You can see the elite men up there now choosing their lanes. Liam Phillips taking lane 1 by the looks of that screen point right there.
Yeah, Liam's going to be strictly business coming out of gate 1. Doesn't care about the prize money. Wants to have the best shot to win that overall title here on the World Cup Tour. You see the riders up there with their managers, mechanics, keeping them dry. It's going to be incredible to see these guys when they hit the track. Morris Strongbergs will be up next for the gate pick. Morris is a rider who's won races from lane 8 twice in the past. Will he go for it? He has nothing to lose tonight. As in the overall, he wants to have a shot at winning this main event as well, but let's see what Maris does.
Gate 6. I know that Maris is a fan of Gate 6. He's either first or last. He wants to go out like Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake, baby.
So we'll see Nick Kidman, our current world champion, the rider up for contention for this title. He's going to go for lane 2. So again, it's going to be our 2 title contenders head-to-head next to each other in the gate. Liam Phillips has already won the title by picking his gate, getting in the gate. But these 2 riders, they still want to have the victory of the night. So it'll be Nick Kidman in lane 2, Anthony Dean in lane 3, Joris Dode. He's going to throw it out there. What lane will he pick? Lane number 7.
Come on, Joris. If you're going to take 7, just take 8, buddy.
So next up, we'll have Tori Nyhog wants to jump in line of the gate pick. out. He wants to beat Connor Fields on the track and on the gate selection, but it should be Connor Fields with a next gate
Go
pick.
on, Connor.
He'll probably
Snowman.
take the gate.
Do it. Come on. You've got 2 lanes, 3 lanes. Come on.
So Connor Fields contemplating. He does go for lane 8. So Connor Fields, a rider with 3 victories throughout his career in Supercross. He's never won from lane 8. The way he's riding tonight, he might be able to win from any lane, but we will see how things work out. Connor Fields going out in lane number 8. If he could win that main tonight, double the prize money would definitely be nice, but the bragging rights to beat everyone else that's been riding so strong tonight. We'll see as Connor's going to throw the dice here in Rock Hill for those World Cup finals. Next to him, Joris Daudet will be in lane 7. Lane 6 is Strongberg's. So a strong field throughout the line. There's nobody who doesn't have a chance to win the main event here tonight, Mark.
You know, Connor didn't have one of those first lane choices, obviously. It gets to a point throughout the draw that the best option is possibly lane 8. You do not want to be sandwiched between anybody. You don't want any pressure to get cut off from anybody else. Connor has clearly been showing that it's capable of out-sprinting everybody in this first straight, so he took 8.
And the way Mara Strongberg has been running tonight, he's going to get out and go all the way to the left. Connor's just going to tuck in his wind stream if he doesn't able to get out in front of him, and he's just going to go over with him. But right now we're going to worry about the riders in lane 1 and 2. Liam Phillips in lane 1, Nick Kinman in lane 2. Out of Australia, plate number 144, currently living in California, Anthony Dean. Lane number 4, coming out of Canada, all over the world traveling, winning the Pan Am Games earlier this year, coming back from injury, Tori Nyhog.
Hasn't had a good gate all weekend.
Right here, Amidou Mir. No surprise to being in the main event. He started the season off strong. One bad result keeps him out of the title contention. Does he have a shot to win the main event? This rider right here will tell him no. Next to him in lane number 6, number 81, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Maris Strongberg, showing you he's calling it number 1.
Larodi.
Number 33 from France, also currently living in Southern California, Joris Daudet. And then again, we talked about him already, out of the United States, the lone American in tonight's main event here on home soil, number 11, past champion of this series, he can do it, Connor Fields. So we have the last main event of the season and the last main event of the night on the gate for the elite men here at the 2015 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Series. Of course, the rain's going to pick up, but the action and speed is going to pick up as well as these 8 riders make their way around the track here in Rock Hill for the championship of the night. Here we go with the main event for the elite men. So the gate goes down. It looks like Liam Phillips has a terrible gate. Mara Strongberg is out there right now, and Connor Fields is on that outside. Amadou Mir in second place spot. Can Connor Fields make it happen? He's going to be battling it out with Mara Strongberg if he has to. Right now it's going to be Mara Strongberg's out in the lead. Amadou Mir gets around Fields. What's going to happen? Joris Daudet gets around him. Fields is going in the wrong direction, but right now Mara Strongberg's on point. Joris Daudet goes down. He's going to come through. Connor Fields slipstreams into that second place spot, yet so close. He's going to battle a line with Tori Nyhog. It'll be Strongberg's, Nyhog, and Fields top 3 for the evening. Strongberg's had an incredible run. Liam Phillips spit the bit, as they would say, coming out of the gate. Unfortunately for him, but Maris Strongberg said he wanted to come out here and have some fun, and he did just that, because winning a main event would be the funnest thing you could do of the evening, next to winning that overall title, Mark.
That's it. Lane 6 and 7 came out hot. Amadou Mir came across hard on that first jump and ruined everybody through lane 1 through 5. Liam is clearly bummed that he could not, he wanted to outrace Kimmin and just show that he earned that spot. But Maris come out of lane 6. Everybody knows he's up there. He's a huge threat. You don't put pressure on him on the gate, he's going to walk away with the lead, and that's what happens. Connor was looking to outrace him coming down that second straight, but he got cut off by Amadou. Joris showed a little bit of potential coming into that third straight, but dropped it right at the end.
Yeah, Liam Phillips looks dejected, but when he realizes once again he is the winner of the overall World Cup Series, first rider to go back-to-back winning those titles, it will happen. And you can see right here, he must have unclipped. He bumps into Nick Kidman. Those two, Nick Kidman goes for the best knack of the night, where Mara Strongberg goes into the turn with that lead. You see right here, Amidou Mir, Connor Fields, Anthony Dean was up there, Joris Daudet coming around that last turn. Dejected was Daudet. Excited was Strongberg's coming across the line. A good battle for that second place spot between Nyhag and Fields, but it's Strongberg's with the victory for the night. Nyhag in second and Connor Fields in third, but Mara Strongberg is super excited to take the victory here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, winner of the UCI BMX World Cup Finals for the 2015 season. But as we said, Liam Phillips excited to take home that overall victory.
Stromberg's with zero pressure out here. He said earlier he wanted to come out here, enjoy it. He hasn't had fun all year long. Clearly he's having fun right now with the other podium places.
So as these three talk about their podium finish, let's get to a replay of that event. Unfortunately, you see right there for Liam, that's not the way he wanted to end up his season. Kinman as well. And look at who's in sixth place right there, Tori Nyhag. Tori Nyhag in sixth.
Has been practicing all weekend for that.
Yeah, he's had some horrible gates. He continued the streak with there, but his track speed is incredible. As you see, he's still in sixth place at this point. Right here, Amidou Mir and Fields were battling it out. Daudet jumps in, and let's see where things went wrong for Daudet. As he gets around, he's going to get up there, battle with his countryman, Amidou Mir, and they get squirrely.
I think
Daudet
Amadou got a little bit of a hip displacement through that rhythm section and shunted. Joris is not happy standing in the apex of that turn.
So Mara Strongberg takes the win, but Liam Phillips takes that overall title. Let's hear from him in our interview zone.
Liam, you did get back-to-back World Cup title, which is unbelievable. This is definitely your night. But what happened in this lap? What happened in the first straight? Tell us all about it.
I come unclipped straight out of the gate, and that's the first time I've come unclipped since Chula Vista 2013. So massively disappointed. Congrats to Stromy on a well-deserved win, but that was my best start of the weekend, and that's what you aim for when you're lining up in the World Cup final. And obviously it's difficult at the moment to see any good in it, because I come here to win the race. So. Yeah, a little bit disappointed.
Do you have anything to say to your fans of Great Britain?
Just thanks for the support. I mean, it's been a long season, and I've had a fantastic season, to be honest. But at the moment, I'm just a little bit bitter about that last race. You're only as good as the last race, and it's a bitter one for me.
Guys, give it up for Liam Phillips.
Bitter pill that Liam talks about as we get a replay of that first straightaway where things went wrong. Mark, tell us what happened.
Yeah, like Liam said, he got the best start of the weekend. Oh, right there, it clips out right past the kink. You could tell since he chose lane one, he did not have any pressure, but he wanted to race Kimmin. He wanted to prove that he was the best, he deserved it, and you could tell by his emotions at the finish line, he was not happy with that at all. That's the difference between one racer's thoughts and another one. A title was a title, but he wanted to win this race tonight, and he is bummed it did not happen.
But the rider who is super excited to take that victory, Maris Strongberg, has made his way into the interview zone. Let's hear from Maris.
Maris, what an unbelievable main. You decided to stay home from Argentina to stay home and focus. It definitely paid off. You are now the Rock Hill champion. What do you got to say for yourself?
That I can still do it, but not every day, but once in a while I can still put it together and ride like a good old machine, yeah.
Well, you definitely rode like a machine, but do you have anything to say to your fans or people back home in Latvia?
First of all, I just want to congratulate Liam Phillips for the overall title. I mean, 2 years in a row, this is a tough title to win, so definitely congrats to him. And thanks to all the fans. I mean, my home, my family, my friends, my coaching, and all the sponsors, so thank you guys.
Well, what a way to end the year by taking the World Cup title here in Rock Hill. Guys, your winner, Maris Stromberg. Congratulations.
So Mara Strongbergs takes the victory tonight. Not in contention for that overall title, but the victory mark has got to be just as sweet if you're not up for that title.
Yeah, you know, Maris is just saving himself for the Rio Games next year. He wants 3 in a row. This is warm-up for him. He's just trying to keep fit. He knows what it takes to win that title, clearly. This is a big step for him. He's won literally every title on the planet you could possibly win. He wants to triple. He wants to be the only person ever to win a Olympic title.
So here are overall World Cup standings for 2015. Mariana Pajón takes the top spot. Stephanie Hernandez, by placing second, makes her way into second rank overall. Great for her. Elise Post with that crash back to third. Caroline Buchanan will be in fourth. Felicia Stancil's the fifth place finisher. Lauren Reynolds sixth. Danny George seventh. And Brooke Crane eighth. It looks like a strong field with 4 Americans in the top 8. But as you can see, 9th through 16 in those overall rankings. It's definitely a tight battle when you go for this year-long title. All things wrapping up tonight for both the elite women and the elite men. So we move over to the elite men side of things, and as we know, Liam Phillips takes the overall victory for the 2015 season. Nick Kidman's in second. Amidou Mir pulls his way up to third. Connor Fields, after being in the basement in the points all season long, moves up to fourth. Anthony Dean in fifth. Sam Willoughby, skipping a race, still comes up in sixth. Carlos Aquindo in seventh. And Jelle Van Gorkum also not racing tonight due to injury earlier in practice. He will wind up 8th overall for the year, and there is 9th through 16. So definitely, as as Maris said, a tough title to acquire. It's a season-long quest to do so, and anyone that can do that is incredible. And our champion tonight in the Elite Men's Overall Championship, Liam Phillips, taking back-to-back titles. First time it's been done, Mark.
Exactly. It's a big ask. I'm not sure who won the girls last year.
Well, Caroline won it last year, but let's get a replay of tonight's Elite Women's main event where we see Mariana and Elise go head-to-head down this first straightaway.
Yeah, you can see Elise cut over straight on Mariana there like she did in Manchester. And then Stephanie trying to... Oh, that was close. Could have been given a little bit of room. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine. Stephanie just outriding everybody else right into the line, but I don't know if she shut down or Mariana just put in that little bit extra effort coming out of this last turn. She's clearly got more speed, track speed, than Stephanie coming around. She's a good 2 bike lengths coming out of that turn, but it's more than enough to get her through the line in first.
What kind of confidence does Mariana have to have? She knows she needed to be third or better to win that title, but yet in the last turn in second place, clearly not knowing if Elise went down, but knowing she was in the position she needed to get that title, she never backed down. The rain has soaked that last turn. She was super aggressive around it. That's just a determination of a true champion. Our Olympic champion is now our World Cup champion in the elite women's overall class. Mariana Pajón taking the victory and taking the season title. So as we get ready for our podium presentation for the night and overall for the year, Mark, what's the standout for you tonight?
You know, I'm trying to go over the times here right in front of us. The semi-final of Liam Phillips still miles ahead of everybody else, even in that main event. Mara Stromberg's had a good solid 34 seconds flat in that main, more than enough to take the win. Tori Nyhog, extremely impressive. He could not get out of his own way all weekend, hitting the gate or doing whatever he was doing up there, who knows what, but he outraced everybody to get to the line in qualifying and get to second place.
And he was in 6th place on the first straightaway. Only people behind him were Liam Phillips and Nick Kidman, who was doing a knack for the fans.
He's trying to win X Games 99 with a one-hit wonder, and it did not work for you.
Yeah, but as you said, Liam Phillips, impressive. Connor Fields from lane 8, so close to that double dice victory. You know, it's a third place isn't what riders want, but definitely still satisfying at the end of a World Cup event because these races are very hard to win. Mark, you know that. You've done it 3 times.
Exactly, 3 times. Lost it a lot, won it a few. These guys, Mara Stromberg's adding another one, trying to catch Letitia LeCourgille for the overall title. Does that actually make him, even with second place? I think Mariana now beats all of them with the most wins.
Well, Mariana now has 7, Letitia LeCourgille has 7, and Mara Stromberg's has 7. 7, 7, 7. How lucky.
Equal payout between the lot of them.
So you can see now
The crowds have made their way to
All of
the
them.
podium.
All of them have
Both
left the building.
Both of them have made their way to the podium presentation.
The whole Nobles
for
family.
The night for tonight's racing for the champions, which would be Maris Strongbergs, Tori Nahag, Connor Fields for our podium presentation for the night, and then we'll move over to the ladies for the night. Not to be outshadowed by the great racing up front. Third place for the evening, Laura Smulders. Coming through this season, she's been battling some injury, making some changes in her program, but to finish the season off on a podium has to be satisfying.
The one Dutch female outstander female rider chooses to not be on the national team, wants to go her own way. Clearly it's working for her.
So third place tonight from the Netherlands, Laura Smulders. Second place, just edged out at that finish line. Still a big smile from our current world champion in the elite women's division from Venezuela, Stephanie Hernandez. And now our winner of the night, our winner of the overall championship, number 100, number one in a lot of the fans' hearts, Mariana Pajon from Colombia. What more can we say about this woman, Mark? She's won titles, every title there is out there, and she's stacking them up now. She's looking towards next year in Rio, but right now it's all about winning the World Cup Finals and the World Cup title for 2015 in the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour.
That's it. You heard her say this was a big title for her to win. She wanted to win it. She spent her whole year striving for this. Next year is the World Championships in Colombia. She wants to set the pace to make every other girl catch up and try and hang with her next year in July.
So there is your podium for tonight's elite women. Mariana Pajon taking the win, Steffi Hernandez in second, and Laura Smulders will be in third. Mariana definitely excited. She's always smiling, but to put a title and a victory in your pocket, that smile's going to be that much bigger, Mark.
The Red Bull rider standing on top of the Red Bull podium. You know, she's happy. She's more than happy. She's going to have a good night tonight. Finishing up the season. Is she just cruising probably through the rest of the year? There's not much left for her, really, is there?
We will see. She has we have a test event next week.
Correct.
For Rio for these Olympic riders, but now we'll move on to the elite men's podium. In third place tonight, the top American of the evening in third place, number 11, Mr. Connor Fields.
No fruit bowls this weekend.
So Connor Fields excited to be back on the podium. He was the winner of the time trial at our last stop, and tonight he takes the third place spot, edged out by one of his training partners. That will be from Canada, Tori Nihog. These guys are definitely excited to stand on the podium together. They definitely both want to be one spot over to each of the other side.
Just waiting for the machine to take that middle step.
So tonight's winner of the Supercross here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, our two-time Olympic gold medalist in the elite men's division from Latvia, Mr. Maris Strongbergs. So Maris looking super excited to be on top of the podium tonight. Probably completely worn out, can't even lift his hands over his arms because he left it all on the track with that main event. And as you see, Maris Strongbergs takes the win. Tori Nihog in second. Connor Fields in third. Definitely a good run for these riders tonight.
Tori just dying to get up on that top step. You know he wants that win.
They're trying to hug it out. Those are 3 beefcakes up there on the start. There's not enough room on one
Connor's
space.
like, I had you, man. I had you.
So
yeah,
here,
get up there. Come on, get up there, whoever you are.
the podium presentation for these elite men for tonight's overall main event finish. Maris Strongbergs with the victory. Tori Nihog in second, and then Connor Fields in third. But there is the champion of the night, Mr. Maris Strongbergs.
All right, let's get the... And everyone back onto the podium. Stephanie Hernandez, as well as...
So we'll get all of our riders that made the podium tonight in the final race of the season make their way back to the podium to have a group shot of our top 3 elite men, our top 3 elite women,
for the champagne celebration as they get ready here to celebrate tonight's overall main event finish in Rock Hill at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Finals. They look pretty excited, Mark.
Just,
yeah, it's speechless. I just can't add anything more to the satisfaction they must have being up on the podium and now playing sudsies.
Stromy knows it's better in the stomach than it is on the floor.
So there are your top 6 riders from this evening's main events for both elite men and elite women. They'll make their way off the stage and we'll get ready to bring up the overall champions from this season's long quest for that title. And we'll see some different faces up there, but Maris definitely excited, wants to get his 15 minutes of fame.
15? I'd say close to 15 years, not minutes.
He's going on 9 years.
I think he's got a few left in him.
So we'll get ready for these overall riders to make their way to the podium. The dignitaries make their way to give the celebratory awards for the year. Just a great achievement, Mark. You're up there, the year's over, and you get that beautiful trophy to hang in your home on your mantle.
That's it. You strive all year long to get this. And as we were saying before, Liam was not happy with his performance tonight. He had one good lap in his semi-final to clearly take the lead in the best lap, but now it's the women. Elise Post coming up in 3rd place. She will not be happy with that.
Yeah, she definitely let it all out on the track. She did what she needed to try to win that title tonight. That's how it winds up sometime. First or last, as you said, Ricky Bobby style. And tonight, last place is where she winds up, but she's 3rd overall for the season, still taking home some hardware for the overall. 2nd place with that great ride in that main event, doing everything she could to try to win that title. It would be Steffi Hernandez from Venezuela, 2nd for the season overall. And our overall champion, making the overall season championship, number 100 from Colombia, Mariana Pajon. So as these riders get their trophies for the night, the season is over. They get to celebrate. Still big smiles out of Elise. She knows she wanted nothing more to be standing on that top step, but that's how things wind up for the night. So there it is, the 2015 overall podium for the elite women. Mariana Pajon taking the title, Steffi Hernandez and Elise Post. Those are your top 3 women overall. So now just one podium presentation left, Mark. It's going to be the elite men overall for the year. And these guys put it all out on the line, and the guy who was able to come back tonight.
Strutting his thing. Amadou, there it is, the moves. We've been talking about it all night.
Number 436 from France, definitely a highlight of his career. 3rd place overall on the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour, Amadou Mir. Second place overall, the first year he was eligible to ride in this elite men's class, doing it just winning last year's junior men's world championship, this year winning the elite men's championship, coming so close to doing the double. Niek Kimman from the Netherlands will finish 2nd overall for this 2015 season. And the man just had to make his way into that main event, but you know he definitely wanted to do better and take that victory. Coming out of Great Britain, coming through the sheets, will be Mr. Liam Phillips. So Liam Phillips, the first rider in Supercross history to take back-to-back overall titles. Definitely excited by this point. Still has a little bit of grimace on his face. You know he wanted to do better tonight in front of the crowds, but the overall winner, definitely a great accomplishment, and there is that smile from Liam Phillips. So he's our overall winner for the 2015 season. Niek Kimman in 2nd and Amadou Mir 3rd overall.
Yeah, you can see Liam's managed to shake off his mood, his emotions from the last race. You know he's happy now. Clearly he wanted that win, but he's more than stoked that he's got the title from the year.
So there are the accolades for the season for the elite men's division. What a battle we saw all year long. Liam Phillips takes the title. Nick Kimmin overall second. Amidou Mir a surprise in that third place spot just because his had a little bit of an off in the last few races, but now we'll get the elite women to join these elite men here in that overall podium for the year end here at Rock Hill for the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour overall. There are your overall champions in the men and women's division. You see the two world champions from this year both finished second overall, and you have Liam Phillips and Mariana Pajon both taking those titles, and Elise Post and Amidou Mir for third overall for the season. So that's going to wrap things up here from Rock Hill, South Carolina for all the on-track action. Last thing to see here is just these two champions of the year. But what a season it has been. So the 2015 season's over. So what time? The 2015 season is over for this Supercross World Cup Tour. So what is the first thing we want to think about now? 2016. An incredible year in 2015 can only be topped off with 2016. Stop number one, we go back to Santiago del Estero in Argentina in March. For round number two, we make our way to Manchester in Great Britain in April. Then in May, we make our way over to Papendal, Holland for stop number 3. Then we move on. The World Championships are in May in Colombia at the Mariana Pajon track in Medellin, Colombia. Then the best of the best will make their way to Rio de Janeiro for the Olympic Games in August. We then turn back here to Rock Hill, California for stop number 4 at the end of September of 2016. And then we will all make our way to the finals for the first time ever in Sarasota, Florida, a new facility that's still being built here in the United States. 2 stops in America for 2016. Look for some incredible racing, especially after we crown ourselves a new Olympic champion in 2016. Can Mara Strongbergs make it 3 in a row? We will see. And Mariana Pajon will definitely want to make it 2 in a row. So that is it for the 2015 season. We're definitely excited for the action all year long. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Pete Dylewski. I've been with you all year. Mark Willis, thanks for joining us again for this second stop on the World Cup Tour. We definitely hope you can join us again in 2016.
Thank you very much for having me, Pete. I hope to be sharing the seat with you next year.
So thank you so much for the 2015 season. That is a wrap. Liam Phillips takes the overall victory for the elite men. Mariana Pajon takes the victory for the season in the elite women. And that is us signing off from Rock Hill, South Carolina from the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour. Thanks for tuning in.
Shake and bake.